Wanda stood alone by the table, the dim light of the room casting long shadows over the worn-out map she traced with her fingers. Her eyes were sharp, filled with determination, but the weight of the moment pressed heavily on her. Across from her, Steve hunched over a pile of scattered scientific papers, his brow furrowed, the fatigue from countless sleepless nights etched on his face. Despite the tension, his expression was steadfast. He wasn't giving up. Not yet. "We don't have much time, Steve," Wanda said, her voice calm but urgent. "We need to make a decision now." She glanced at the clock on the wall. Less than an hour remained. Steve didn't respond immediately, his gaze flickering over the pages in front of him. The silence between them spoke volumes. Finally, he looked up, his eyes meeting hers with a mixture of doubt and determination. "Every scenario I've run leads to failure, Wanda. We're running out of options," he confessed, his voice heavy with the burden of what felt like inevitable defeat. "The key lies in combining our knowledge, but we're missing something. Something fundamental." Wanda didn't falter under his gaze. She stood tall, unwavering. "We've all made mistakes, Steve," she said, her voice soft but firm. "But now isn't the time to dwell on them. We need to act immediately." Steve looked up, his eyes filled with a mixture of doubt and determination.
"Every scenario I've run leads to failure, Wanda. The key lies in combining our knowledge, but we're missing something,"
he admitted, frustration evident in his voice. Wanda nodded, a hint of regret crossing her features.
"We've all made mistakes, but now isn't the time to dwell on them. We need to act,"
she insisted. Wanda rushed over, pulling out a heavy tome and flipping through its pages.
"Look at this, Steve. It's an old text on time loops and paradoxes. This might be the missing piece,"
she exclaimed, hope lighting up her face for the first time. Steve joined her, scanning the pages quickly.
"If we can alter the parameters of the loop, maybe we can buy ourselves more time,"
he theorized, the gears in his mind turning rapidly. Wanda scribbled frantically on a notepad, her mind racing against the clock.
"If we input these coordinates and adjust the algorithm, it might just work,"
she suggested, glancing at Steve for confirmation. Steve nodded, his fingers flying over the keys of a dusty laptop.
"It's a long shot, but it's our best chance,"
he agreed, his voice steady with renewed resolve. Wanda and Steve worked in tandem, adjusting settings and monitoring outputs. The clock on the wall read 10 minutes remaining.
"It's now or never,"
Wanda said, her heart pounding in her chest.
"Let's do this,"
Steve replied, pressing the final key. Wanda and Steve shielded their eyes, waiting for the aftermath. Slowly, the light faded, and the clock reset to 60 minutes once more.
"Did it work?"
Wanda whispered, her voice barely audible. Steve let out a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding.
"I think we just saved the world,"
he replied, relief flooding his features as they prepared to face the next cycle with newfound hope.